On March 8, 2014, Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 disappeared. It vanished from radar screens and from the skies. The plane was en route from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing. 239 souls were on board. The world watched in disbelief. A routine flight had become an unprecedented mystery. Today, MH370 remains one of aviation's most perplexing enigmas. The lack of a definitive explanation has fueled countless theories. Some are plausible, some are outlandish. All seek to answer the same question: what happened to MH370? The disappearance of MH370 is not just a tragic event. It is a gaping hole in our understanding of what happened. It is a testament to the limits of our technology and the vastness of our oceans. The mystery continues to captivate and frustrate the world. It is a stark reminder that even in the age of instant communication, some secrets remain hidden. MH370 took off from Kuala Lumpur International Airport at 12:41 a.m. local time. Its destination, Beijing Capital International Airport. The flight was expected to last around 6 hours. The first leg of the journey was uneventful. The Boeing 777-200ER climbed to its cruising altitude. It maintained a steady course. Then, at 1:19 a.m., the unthinkable happened. The plane's transponder, which broadcasts its location, stopped transmitting. Air traffic control lost contact with the aircraft. No distress call was made. No mayday signal was sent. MH370 had vanished into thin air. The initial search focused on the South China Sea. This was the plane's last known location based on radar data. However, as days turned into weeks, the search area expanded. It eventually encompassed a vast swath of the Indian Ocean. Analysis of satellite data revealed that MH370 had deviated significantly from its planned route. It had made a sharp turn to the west. It then flew south for several hours. This suggested that the plane was under the control of someone who knew how to fly. The question was who and why? And in the absence of concrete evidence, conspiracy theories have flourished. The human mind abhors a vacuum. It seeks explanations, even in the face of the unknown. The disappearance of MH370 has provided fertile ground for speculation. These theories range from the plausible to the fantastical. Some are grounded in real-world events. Others border on science fiction. Several factors have contributed to the proliferation of conspiracy theories surrounding MH370. The lack of a definitive explanation is key. The official investigations have raised more questions than answers. The unusual flight path of the plane has also fueled speculation. The fact that the transponder was deliberately switched off suggests a deliberate act. The involvement of multiple countries in the search and investigation has also added to the intrigue. The sharing of information has been limited. This has led to accusations of cover-ups and misinformation. In this environment of uncertainty and suspicion, conspiracy theories have thrived. They offer a sense of order in a chaotic world. They provide an explanation, however improbable, for the inexplicable. One of the most persistent conspiracy theories surrounding MH370 involves Diego Garcia. This is a remote island in the Indian Ocean. It is home to a large U.S. military base. The theory posits that MH370 was deliberately flown to Diego Garcia. Some believe it landed there. Others believe it was shot down near the island. Proponents of this theory point to several pieces of circumstantial evidence. They highlight the fact that Diego Garcia lies within the potential flight range of MH370. They also cite alleged eyewitness accounts from the Maldives. These witnesses claim to have seen a low-flying aircraft resembling MH370 heading towards Diego Garcia on the morning of its disappearance. However, there is no credible evidence to support the claim that MH370 landed at Diego Garcia. The U.S. government has denied any involvement in the plane's disappearance. It has stated categorically that MH370 did not land on the island. Satellite data does not support the theory either. The data suggests that MH370 continued flying south after passing the vicinity of Diego Garcia. Another theory links the disappearance of MH370 to Freescale Semiconductor. This is a United States-based technology company. 20 employees of Freescale were on board MH370. This has led to speculation that the plane may have been targeted because of these passengers. Some theories suggest that the Freescale employees were working on sensitive technology. This technology, it is claimed, could have had military applications. It is suggested that a foreign government may have been interested in acquiring this technology. They may have hijacked the plane to kidnap the engineers or steal their research. Other theories focus on patents. They claim that the Freescale employees were involved in developing a particularly valuable patent. Some believe that the plane was deliberately crashed to ensure that the patent could be exploited by certain individuals or entities. However, these theories are highly speculative. There is no evidence that the Freescale employees were working on any particularly sensitive or valuable technology. Patent law experts have also dismissed the idea that crashing a plane would have any bearing on the ownership or exploitation of a patent. Some theories propose that MH370 was shot down. This theory has several variations. Some believe that the plane was mistaken for a hostile aircraft and shot down by a military jet. Others suggest that it was deliberately targeted and destroyed as part of a covert operation. Proponents of the shoot-down theory point to the lack of a distress call. They argue that this suggests a sudden and catastrophic event, such as an explosion or a missile strike. They also cite the fact that the debris field of MH370 is relatively small and concentrated. This, they claim, is consistent with a plane that broke apart in mid-air rather than crashing into the ocean intact. However, there is no radar or satellite data to support the claim that MH370 was shot down. The debris that has been recovered from the plane also does not show any signs of being hit by a missile or exploding in midair. In addition to the United States-centric theories, many other explanations have been put forward for the disappearance of MH370. Some have suggested that the plane was hijacked by terrorists. Others have proposed that it was the victim of a cargo fire or a catastrophic mechanical failure. One theory focuses on the pilot, Captain Zahari Ahmad Shah. Some have speculated that he may have deliberately crashed the plane as a suicide attempt. Others have suggested that he may have hijacked the plane for personal or political reasons. Another theory posits that MH370 was accidentally shot down during a military exercise. It is suggested that the plane may have strayed into a restricted airspace. It could have been misidentified and destroyed by a missile or fighter jet. However, there is no evidence to support any of these theories. The official investigations have not found any evidence of terrorism, hijacking, pilot suicide, or a military shootdown. The official investigation into the disappearance of MH370 has been led by Malaysia. It has involved the participation of experts from around the world. The investigation has been hampered by the lack of physical evidence. The main wreckage of MH370 has never been found. The final report of the investigation, released in 2018, concluded that the plane's course change was likely manual. This means that it was deliberately flown off course. However, the investigation was unable to determine who was responsible for this change in course or why they did it. The report also identified a number of safety recommendations. These were aimed at preventing a similar incident from happening again. These recommendations focused on improving aircraft tracking, enhancing pilot training, and strengthening security measures. Despite the exhaustive investigation, the mystery of MH370 endures. The lack of a definitive explanation has left many questions unanswered. The families of the passengers and crew continue to grieve. They also continue to search for answers. The disappearance of MH370 is a stark reminder of the mysteries that still lurk in our world.